times? Where is the love we once used to know? Where is the kindness we used to show? The heart of man is so full of hate. Let's make a change before it's too late. Too much killing, too much blood spilling. Each and every morning, it's weeping and mourning. We've got to stop all the crimes, erase the violence, let our voice be heard. We can't sit in silence. The hope of tomorrow is in no use today. We've got to live in love. Crime and violence don't pay.
WEFM, the clean, fresh sound of the nation.
Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
And we are back with another Activated Mornings, and we are in our COP chat segment. In studio, you have myself, Dianna, along with Roleza and two officers of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force. We have in studio with us Mr. Dwayne McKenzie, who is an inspector of police in relation to port security. We have Mr. Clint D'Souza, who is a corporal of police in relation to port security as well. And we will be discussing the topic, Post-Beryl port security measures, what the public needs to know. So at this time, I think I would like to turn it over to our guests so that they can properly, formally introduce themselves. We don't have any ladies, so we can't say ladies first. So
what are we doing? Pulling rank? All right, let's pull rank.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and to the listening public of WEFM. My name is Dwayne McKenzie, Inspector of Police, second in charge of port security.
Likewise, good morning, ladies. And the viewers and listeners here of St. Vincent and Grenadines. Again, my name is Clint D'Souza, and I'm also a corporal of police attached to port security.
All right, then. Thank you very much, officers. So we are going to go straight into our topic at this time, right? So we know that we've had the hurricane, and we know that the ports were affected in one way or the other. So can you tell us some of the physical impacts that the port suffered? And when I say ports, I'm talking about on St. Vincent as well as the Grenadines.
Right. On St. Vincent, we have 4 wharf that we manage, and the 4 received damage from Beryl. That is Camden Park, what we call the catwalk, that is what we use to go to the buoy. Those part next to the wharf was washed away by the waves, and we have to use, now the linesmen have to use boats to get to that area so they can tie up the boats. And in Kingston, the northern side of the wharf, the main wharf, was severely damaged. We could only use the southern part of the wharf, and only certain size of ships can dock at this end. And the Grenadines Wharf, the old Grenadines Wharf, the one that was there before the cruise ship was built, that one was destroyed. And at the cruise ship terminal, we have a bit, just a small damage to just after you exit the wharf. So the 4 wharf received some damages, and they are being worked on, especially the Grenadines Wharf. Work already start on the Grenadines Wharf and also at the cruise ship terminal. We have work start at those 2 areas because come November, we have the tourist season starting, and we need the Grenadines Wharf to be finished. I spoke to someone from K Electric yesterday, and they said that they believe by the tourist season in November, the wharf, Grenadines Wharf should be ready. And we are hoping and praying for that to happen. Okay, it's very important that we have the Grenadines Wharf finished so that we can have the traffic flowing properly so that we can accommodate the cruise ships.
Okay.
Right. Do you have anything you would like to add to that? No? No? All right then. So we have the physical impacts. We know that because of this, some changes would have had to have been made in terms of the procedure, the everyday running of the port. So can you speak to that? So I think we'll start with Officer Hare this time.
Well, as a result of burial, there's a specific area that on the Grenadines Wharf, that is gate number 5 that we normally use as an entrance. We now have to use that as a both entrance and exit. So as a result of that, there's some congestion that will build up as a result of that. So, and also in accommodating the, I think is express that normally travel to the Southern Grenadines and vehicles coming to express, and also the daily operation with respect to the Northern Grenadines. We are trying to, because of the two-way traffic and the congestion, the police officers are trying as much as possible to maximize, and hence why we educate the public as to what is happening. Because of the congestion, we are reaching out to the public to question, interact with the police as to the procedure, how to go forward, and etc.
All right. So we know that have the port hours been extended? Because we know that given the significant damage that happened primarily within the Grenadines, a lot of donations, etc., there'll be more persons sending relief efforts, etc. Have those hours, the operating hours supports, been extended?
No, we haven't extended the operating hours because the day-to-day operation at the main port, it really have been affected. And at the Grenadines, the boat will arrive a bit earlier than usual, and then they will leave at certain times. What will happen, we will, along with urban development and NEMO and housing, they ask the truck to come like overnight so we can allow the trucks to park at the Grenadines Wharf. So when they're ready now, we could just put them onto the boat. But to say extend the hours for persons traveling back and forth to the Grenadines, anything haven't been done to that, because we don't see the need to do that really.
Okay.
Our operation is still going on and the same.
Okay.
All right then. Now we mentioned before the tourist season approaching and the need for repairs and the fixing, I should say the remediation of the procedures that are already in place. So what about the Christmas barrels? Let's put it like that. So we know that particular period is coming up. What does it mean for persons as well as the persons involved in the port?
There's the Prime Minister who will say about this, as we say, free barrel, but the concessions and the barrel.
But isn't there a concession in place now?
There's a concession
Right.
in place at the moment, and that should be ending on the 31st of December, which really cover the whole
You're right.
Christmas aspect of it. Right. And what really happened, what happened mostly, the operation get a bit changed because of the relief effort in the Southern Grenadines. Because we have more stuff now going to the Grenadines, more building materials and so. Government have chartered 2 boats, which is Express and Gemstar, and they will run Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. They also run, Gemstar will also run Tuesdays, and Express will also run Thursdays, but those are private run. They will, once you go to them at that time, you'll have to pay. And Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays is government chartered. So those 3 days is where most of the items for the relief effort and the rebuilding of the Southern Grenadines, the building materials and so will go down on those boats. So that is where we have most of our problem on those 3 days.
Okay.
Because we have now that the government have stuff to move down to the Southern Grenadines. And we have trucks, sometimes we have 10 trucks to go on the boat. And we have persons delivering some other companies delivering stuff to go down. And persons who doing the contracts in the Southern Grenadines have to get stuff to come down also. But some of the problem we have is persons with private things to go down, and the amount of vehicle that will be at the Grenadines Wharf and the 3 days that the government charter, you will find that they have a post with an envelope. And a post will leave sometimes, say, as far as South River Road with an envelope, and will see it fit to drive from South River Road to the wharf to deliver an envelope. And just imagine, like, and sometimes we have some deal about sometimes 15 to 20 persons and these days with just an envelope in a vehicle. So that is 20 vehicles plus those that we have delivering stuff to go. And so, now we have an extended amount of vehicle on the wharf. And now we have caution of half of the Grenadines Wharf. So the amount of vehicle we used to hold on the Grenadines Wharf has now have to cut in half. And when you have 10 big trucks to mix in between that, see, there's not much space. And then you see a person will turn up and he have nothing in his vehicle, and he say, what you gonna do? He then reach for his wallet. I have some money to send down. So a person will leave and trying to deliver to one of the boatmen $300 for somebody down in the Southern Grenadines. We're saying that envelopes, person sending down money, and small packages under 10 pounds. Sometimes you could walk with them from where you're coming from to the boat, and it will kind of help us with the traffic. Because on some days you find the traffic will be backed up to, as we call Juicy Corner.
Oh, that far back?
That far back.
Wow.
And then all the way back down to KFC up to Subway. Trying to get, and those two roads will have traffic at the same time. Everybody trying to get at the Grenadines Wharf. And sometimes some of these people, as I say, have envelopes and just have money to send down. Some posts will just have a small box about 2 pounds. And they're in this traffic trying to reach at the Grenadines Wharf. And then on the Grenadines Wharf, you have these, like couriers maybe have deliveries, but their truck will not be going down, but they have other stuff to send them, because they will send them stuff for the government and stuff for private persons who will start to do their rebuilding. So we have forklift, 3-4 forklift dealing with the boat for the Southern Grenadines. Plus you have the boat for the Northern Grenadines, which will be one of the other express and Admiral. And then you have Mustique to deal with also. So you have about 8 forklift on the wharf maneuvering with a bungalow of lumber, steel, and all different things. And we need space for those to maneuver. And so we have to put those trucks that is delivering at a certain angle so that the forklift can take the stuff off and then transport them to the boat.
All right, but in terms of getting the information out, because part of me wonders if persons are still going to off, because that was what the procedure was, right?
Yeah.
Before the disaster and before the situation at the port. A boat might be leaving 11 o'clock. We get in there for 10:55, right? That kind of used to be procedure for many of us. I'm very guilty of it, right? But is it a case where enough information isn't being put out there to alert persons or to let persons know that this is what we would prefer at this time? And if it has been done, what are the methods for getting the information out? Yes, I know that we're utilizing WEFM. Mr. Nichols was here last Friday. But in terms of getting that information out to the general public so that many more persons would become aware, what methods are being used?
The port already sent out, also have something out on the media and the internet where they're informing persons of what is happening. We are informing persons as they come along to what is the new procedure to take place. But what we have is just the media to go along. So it's trying to get to educate the public, and mostly it's the media that we have to deal with this.
Okay, when you say media, does that include the newspapers as well?
Well, I can't say about newspaper because
okay.
honestly, like myself, who will hardly read a newspaper.
Mhm.
So
you see, that is it, right? Because persons are going to hear from the various platforms or methods that they generally tune into,
yes.
right? So if all are not being utilized, and the message is not going to get to a wider cross section of persons. So it's just something to think on.
Yeah. So that is why I get to the public relation and ask that the police have an audience and the police program.
Okay. All right. So Mr. Nichols did indicate to us that there is a new procedure in terms of going to the port itself using, all right, what was not using the main one, using the one that was Gemstar.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Gemstar. There's also a new procedure with Gemstar where now we're using the same entrance as persons going to collect the barrels and so to take vehicle to Gemstar, which is also have the traffic backed up because Gemstar will operate on a Friday morning when we have the Admiral Bays from Trinidad and Barbados will be offloading their cargoes when they return back. They return mostly is on Friday. And they will have the operation during Friday morning, during the time Gemstar is taking persons to go to the Southern Grenadines. So the amount of vehicle that we could let through the lower gate to access Gemstar will have to be limited. So we want to let through the bigger vehicles, like the trucks, and we're asking persons who traveling with their luggage if they can come around to the first entrance where we used to have entrance to Gemstar. That is the gate leading to the Grenadines Wharf. Get a parking, take your stuff from the vehicle, take them to Gemstar, come back to your vehicle, and then leave. Because as you go around to enter from the lower gate to the main port, it's going to take you some time. And while you're there waiting and waiting, half an hour to an hour, you go on the other side, you just, look, if you have about 4 boxes, you can really head them in within 10 minutes and you're out. So I'm saying, informing persons, it's easier that you head them by hand and just do about 10 minutes than joining the line in the traffic and have to wait for an hour.
Out of curiosity, are more catmen up there now? Because you're talking about boxes.
What we're also doing with the officers and what the port had said they will try to put in place, that we are speaking to the carman to stick around and that they can get a walk to assist persons to take things to the boat. And Friday and Tuesday, they were really helpful because some of the carmen who assist persons to take things from the main port, we also ask them to assist persons to take things to Gemstar and work out better for everybody. Yes, it comes with a cost, but sometimes it's best you do something with a cost than have to wait, because if you're waiting in line with a delivery truck, you have other things to deliver to other persons and you have to wait an hour. It's going to take you longer to deliver stuff to other persons and you might then lose some business. If you pay a carman $5-10 to help you move stuff, it will be a bit better for you.
All right, we have a caller. Hi, caller. Good morning.
Good morning. The individual in the studio, what position they hold at the port?
Okay, so we have an inspector and we have a corporal.
Oh, it's police. Oh, I thought it was like somebody from the port authority.
Well, yeah, so Inspector Police, Port Security.
Port security. So, okay, I don't know if they could answer this question.
Well, ask, you never know.
I understand that. Okay, I'm 99% sure even if you know the answer. I understand there's 100 Jamaicans working on the port. Yes or no? No, you don't know.
That's a port project. Okay, no, that's different, Queens. That's a different topic altogether.
You see.
No, but no, that's a different topic altogether.
You see. You're talking about security at the port. That's what you're dealing with, right?
Yes, we're talking about security at the port, and this is
You
Post-Beryl.
might be able to answer the question. You didn't give him a chance to answer.
Is it in your remit to answer this question?
Is he talking about the new port?
The new port, yes.
Well, we will not be at liberty to discuss the new port because the new port is still under the constructor hands, and we won't have much to do with that. We will be dealing with the security and the ports that is in operation at the moment. So anything about the new
you're not
port?
dealing with the one under construction.
No, we won't
dealing with.
No, we will not be dealing with that until it is handed over to the government. Then we will take up security, and then we will deal with it from there. But at present, it is now in the hand of the constructors, so they will deal with it and what they see fit.
All right, Queens.
Fair enough answer. You might know, but wouldn't want to give that information out.
Queens, he answered your question, you know.
Not to do that. Have a good morning.
All right, bye-bye. All right, so let's take a commercial break at this time, and then we'll be back with more Cop Chats for today.
Beryl, an early hurricane of unprecedented intensity, is fresh in our memory. The International Panel on Climate Change predicts for 2024 and beyond increased severity of weather and hurricanes due to global warming. Be smart, plan ahead. We can take steps ourselves to minimize loss and suffering from these threats. At Lanes, we have the necessary products, flashlights, water tanks, generators, water pumps, and more that you should have to provide you with safety and comfort. Whether building a new or reinforcing existing structures, Lanes can provide both product and specialty consultation advice at our Home Vision department. Protect your family and protect your home. Lanes, 784-456-1411.
Do you want to feel clean or refreshed after using the bathroom? Whether at home, work, or play? Welcome to My Smart Toilet Seat. All of our products wash your private parts after using the bathroom without the use of your hands. Let's hear what our national table tennis champion, Damian Dublin, has to say.
I tried it and it works. There are 4 options. Simply add an attachment to your existing toilet seat, or choose a non-electric seat, or better, an electric seat that washes and dries you with warm water and air. Lastly, get a complete smart toilet that also flushes itself. What are you waiting for? Get your smart toilet seat today. Be smart, be refreshed, be clean, be a winner like me.
Our smart toilet seat is available throughout St. Vincent at retail outlets with the orange flags. You can call us at 457-1703 or visit our website at justwashit.vc.
Yes, sir.
Our industry relies on all of us to play our part. We take pride in showcasing our beautiful island, our craft, our cuisine, and our warm Vincentian hospitality.
Each of us play a crucial role in showcasing our vibrant tourism industry. We can create spaces where visitors can unwind, connect with nature, and embrace tranquility of our beautiful surroundings.
We need everyone on board to help us create an exceptional experience for our guests.
Join us at our National Tourism Community Consultations as we shape the future of tourism in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
It's everyone's business, yeah. Live it, love it, embrace it.
That's the sound of your animals. Strong, healthy, and delivering yields you love. That didn't just happen. It began with you feeding them only the best. East Caribbean Feeds. Rest assured, we only produce your feeds with premium ingredients, no hormones, no animal byproducts, just everything your animal needs for maximum nutrition. Because your animals deserve only the best. East Caribbean Feeds from Maximum Nutrition.
ECGC has slashed feed prices by 8 to 10%. Check your local supplier for more details. ECGC, providers of feed for maximum nutrition.
Cloud9 wants you to know that they're having their biggest sale ever. Save between 50 to 80% on everything store-wide. Shoes and clothing for the whole family, toys, household items, swimwear, and more. Don't miss out on this crazy sale. Everything must go. What are you waiting for? Get it before you miss it. Offer applies while stocks last. Some restrictions apply. Cloud9 is open Mondays to Fridays 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Saturdays 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
99.9 WEFM.
Cop Chat. You've got questions for the police? They're here to give you the answers on WEFM 99.9.
The world has become such a cruel place. Something is wrong with the human race. Preacher man say it's wonders and signs. We are living in the end of times. Where is the love we once used to know? Where is the kindness we used to show? The heart of man is so full of hate. Let's make a change before it's too late. Too much killing, too much blood spilling. Each and every morning, it's weeping and mourning. We've got to stop all the crimes, erase the violence, let our voice be heard. We can't sit in silence. The hope of tomorrow is in our use today. We've got to live in love. Crime and violence don't pay. It's the genius.
And we are back with our Cop Chat here on WEFM. In studio, you have myself, Dianna, along with Roleza. Along with members of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, we have Officer Clint D'Souza, who is a corporal of police with responsibility for port security, and Inspector Dwayne McKenzie, who is an inspector of police with responsibility for port security as well. And we have been discussing the topic, post-Beryl security measures, what the public needs to know. Remember that you can call to ask your questions, to interact with us using the telephone number 457-9997. We're going to go right back into our discussion at this time. Right. So first question, what do you want the public to know as it relates to the congestion at the port and how we can best tackle this issue?
All right. There are two operations take place on the port, especially.
All right, so we have a call. Hi, caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Ms. Roleza, and good morning to Dianna.
Good morning.
And good morning to my Inspector Dwayne McKenzie.
Hi, good morning.
How are you, man?
Okay.
I haven't seen you for years.
Okay.
You know who's speaking?
No, I can't catch the voice.
Oh, Lord. Remember we were in Lion together?
Okay.
Congratulations on the promotion anyhow.
Yeah, thanks very much.
All right. The question I want to ask, these boats that come in from Barbados and so on, not immigration, custom have to go and check them.
Yes. Any vessel that come to the country from any other country must be checked by customs, immigration, and health. They must be checked by them because they're coming from a foreign country, and persons could come in who are not supposed to enter our country, and persons entering our country must be declared to the customs, and persons might bring in contraband to the country, and customs must be involved in making sure that what persons bring to the country, they are being paid for, and the government revenue is being collected. So customs must check
Normally take up
everything.
some time on the custom and so on, and the wharf for me, and the wharf.
Well, customs have to do their things. They have to do their check because that is what they are being placed on the port to do.
Yeah.
And so they have to make their checks.
All right. Okay, then have a good day and congratulations again on the promotion and keep the ball rolling.
Yes, thanks very much.
All right, my brother.
All right, you're welcome.
You pick up the voice? All right. So
you remember when you're leaving, you can come to you and say, oh, wait, I know who it is now.
All right. You answering the question with regards to congestion.
Yes. At the Grenadines Wharf, on Mondays and Wednesdays when Express will be operating. What the port did, because we have parking at the Grenadines Wharf, cruise ship terminal. 10 spots was being made available for persons coming to do business, to go down to the Grenadines or to drop off stuff. So when a person come and is going to be a passenger to go to catch the boat to go down to the Southern Grenadines, the 10 spot that is available, there will be parking attendants along with the police. They will show you where those 10 spaces are located. You will have, once you go and park, you will have 15 minutes. So the passengers, they take their luggage, go to the ferry terminal where they will meet persons from urban development. And they will have the signs, so you follow the signs. There will be police officers. They will give you the direction where to go. And then you must have a pass once you're traveling on these boats, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. You collect a pass, and then you will wait in the ferry terminal. And if you're sending down cargoes also and you're not going, you'll also need a pass. You'll get the pass, the ferry terminal from urban development. And at 9:30, sometime according to which one the boat will go in, it'll be 9 or 9:45. The gate will be open because the gate will be locked so that passengers cannot enter the wharf. And we keep the gate locked because we have operation going on the port. And we don't want passengers to be walking through parcels moving cargoes because we don't want any incident. So the boat will open at certain times to deal with passengers. So the captain will give me one of the NCO the go ahead to open the gate. What the captain will also do, have one of his forklift operator to park the forklift at the ramp. So that will stop all loading of cargoes. Okay. So we have no loading of cargoes, and then we have the passengers coming in, presenting the pass, and going upstairs. We're asking passengers, once you open the gate and you enter the port and you reach the boat, just go straight upstairs. Just show them the ticket, go upstairs. We don't want persons lingering on the boat where the cargo is being loaded, because it's on a boat. At any time, you could have the water rocking and something can fall. And we don't want to have to hold up a whole day just because somebody didn't want to do what they've been told. So once you come, you enter, you show your pass, you go upstairs, remain upstairs. And then after 15 minutes, the captain will cut off the loading of passengers and start back with the loading of cargoes and vehicles. Sometimes you have these big trucks maneuvering and then the driver might not, and then with no vehicles, especially those trucks, we have plenty blind spots. And we don't want the driver to be going back and next thing, somebody's in the way. And persons have children and they will have children sitting down on the boat. And when these things are happening. So you want persons, when you have your children, hold your children hand, take them to where they're supposed to go, take them upstairs, and we'll let them remain upstairs until the boat is ready to leave. If you come late, and this is something that we're dealing with all the time.
I was actually wondering if people know are early.
Persons, the boat is scheduled to leave at 10. Because after speaking to the captain, the time they want to leave Southern Grenadines, it depends on the time that they leave up St. Vincent. Persons will be coming around 10:15, 10:30 to put things on the boat. And the boat is scheduled to leave at 10. So asking persons to come early. Persons who have things to deliver, once you come, you find the spot where you're to deliver those, where you have the parking, take the stuff, register them, get the pass, and then take them to the boat. Taxis, once you come with the passengers, take the passengers to the ferry terminal, where they can be registered to get the pass. And because we have cases where persons come with one suitcase and the suitcase have wheel. And the taxi want to take the person straight to the ramp of the boat. We have to operate under international laws because we are under the ISPS code. So it's the same like as you go to the airport. You have to come outside, take your luggage, and then walk to where you have to check in. It's the same thing. The same operation we want to have on the port. Okay, you're gonna help us to minimize any incident and accident, and we help persons to get to and from the ferry terminal to the boat easier, and you're gonna help us to minimize congestion on the wharf itself when we have persons dropping off where they're supposed to and entering the ferry terminal. Persons with small cargo, we are also asking them to go to the area where the parking is, take the items, get them registered, and then get them to the boat and then leave within the 15 minutes. If you spend over the 15 minutes, as you return, the parking attendants will deliver you a ticket that means you have to pay. We're giving persons 15 minutes to do this because we don't want a person to come and spend an hour and then you can hold up the whole operation and other persons to come in. And also person with small items. Do the exercise, take the walk from town to the Grenadines Wharf and walk back down. It will be easier for all of us. Less vehicle traveling up and down. So we know what could happen when we have so much vehicles moving, what the exhaust in the atmosphere can do to all of us.
Oh, look at you, but bringing the environment as well. Very good.
Okay, I want to have so much vehicles in one area with the engine and the exhaust will be flying about. And sometimes when they're walking, you can really smell them.
Okay.
All right, so more persons walk and less vehicle come to the wharf, it will be easier for all of us. Because you could come with a vehicle, spend from walking in town to the Grenadines Wharf, take you about 10 to 15 minutes. Instead of have to drive up and then it take you 2 hours. Take you an hour to get in, and an hour to get back out.
And they are sitting down there, they're frustrated, and then when they reach, they're giving everybody attitude. Yeah.
And then when they reach now, the police ask, and the police have a right to search any and everybody entering and exiting the port. So once you enter in the port, the police have a right to search you, person, and the vehicle, and the luggage that you're carrying, and if you're driving, your vehicle. And we have recently introduced some metal detectors. So once you come, the police have the metal detectors, they can just run across the metal detectors around persons to see what you're carrying. Because we still have to deal with crime and violence in the country. We're still looking for persons moving illegal drugs to and from the Grenadines and mainland. And I also want to remind persons too that there's also, the government also passed the Terrorist Act, and we are under the ISPS code, and we have international bodies will come to inspect the port and see how we run our operation. And they have interest in their people who will be coming to St. Vincent on holidays, especially with the cruise ship. So when they come, they want to see that we're running the port properly. They will sometimes they will advise us what to do. So when persons come and try to do anything, it's not only putting the police or the port at risk, it's the whole country. Because they will come and they will mix and mingle like everybody, and they will give persons things to carry to see what will happen. So there's these things that we have to be mindful. And now that we have sometimes hundreds of thousands of people dealing with on a daily basis, we still have to try to keep the standard with the ISPS code. We know that we are dealing with the rebuilding and relief effort in the Southern Grenadines, but we still have to keep the country port safe for all of us, as I usually say. And then we have to look at now that persons from other countries are stepping up their security. And we in Siemens, so we're also trying to do that, because persons might see where the loophole are in the wall and try to come and exploit that loophole, and we don't want it to be St. Vincent. Because we know we depend plenty on tourism and persons coming in. So sometimes most of the time persons have to work with us as the police. We are there not to cause any congestion to hold you back. It's just that we want to make sure that what we are doing it correct, and we are keeping the country up and running, because we all know that the port is where the government makes most of its money. Right. At the Gemstar, as we say, we have persons coming through the lower gate, and they will exit at the gate 9. There is a gate behind the Massey store where the person used to enter first. And that area was a small area, and it become much smaller because of the relief effort in the Southern Grenadines. Central Water and Sewage Authority have placed some tanks in that area. And the last relief boats, there are some steels also being placed in that area. So where we used to have 4 trucks parked, we now could have 1. So that area become that small. So and they still have to have the forklift operating. So vehicle will come from the main port and they will exit behind the Massey store towards the black tank, and then they'll be able to go down. Persons entering on foot, we are asking them to come through the same gate behind Massey. Sometimes after the rain, it's kind of difficult because of burial. Just leave the area there. When rain comes down, the water will be on the road, circling on the road. So sometimes it's difficult. When that happens, then we the police know what we have to do. We'll let persons through the main gate so they can access Gemstar. But once there's no water, asking persons who are walking to the boat with their luggage to come through the gate behind Massey also. And make it easier for yourself if you're coming with vehicles to take your luggage from the Grenadines area, Grenadines Wharf area, and walk towards the boat. And it will be easier for all of us involved.
Okay. All right. So before we proceed, you're speaking about vehicles. So maybe this was you could answer this for us. In terms of persons who want to put vehicles onto the boats, what is the procedure there? Has anything changed?
Well, not really, but we asked in the public persons coming there, and primarily because the inspector spoke primarily about the operation for the Southern Grenadines, but on that day there's still a daily operation that persons would want to go to the Northern Grenadines, which is Beckway. So we are asking persons who wants to go to Beckway and wants to take the vehicle to come at a certain time. That will help to minimize the congestion as well. So we're trying to ask them to come. That boat with that operation will be for 10:30, right? So we are asking persons to come like about 9:45, 20 past 10. So because at that time, the boatmen would give us the instructions to say that they are ready to load vehicles. So instead of you coming, say 9:45 or 10:10, and want to park on the wharf, which would you will not be able to because of the operation that's happening there. We are asking you to come at that time. So when you come at that time, you go directly on the wharf. Because persons, on the boat, because persons will come, I'm going to Beckway, and they want to come and to park the vehicle on the wharf before the time is allotted for you to go onto the boat. So we're asking for you to come at that time. And also, again, it's very important. I want to stress on it. Have a conversation with the police so that they'll be able to better direct you, because to the same spots that are allotted, the same 10 spots, we can directly, if you come a little bit too early, we can direct you to go and wait in this area. So when the boats the time is allotted for the vehicles to go on the boat, we could give you directive to say, yes, you're ready, so that you could come. Instead of you coming, because we find this happens every day. Instead of you to come, you park your vehicle on the wharf in an area that is obstructing the oncoming traffic onto the wharf, because you didn't be truthful, I didn't interact with the police. And the thing is, as we have pointed out before, this area is used as a two-way traffic. So you might come and park a vehicle there and leave, and then it's possible a car could pass to go on the wharf to drop off or do whatever delivery, but it won't be able for a van or truck. So that, and because of that, there's a congestion will be building up there, waiting for command because of what you did. So as I said, interact with the police, come at a specific time, so that you could go more. It will be more efficient for you to just go on the boat, so the congestion wouldn't have. Also, again, just elaborate a little bit with respect to the inspector said, with respect to the envelope and the packages, same thing apply. It's better for you to come out instead of waiting 10, 15 minutes, half an hour in the traffic, the congestion of the traffic. It's better for you to park a vehicle outside, even if you don't want to walk all the way from town, park the vehicle outside, proceed by foot, and go to the whichever vessel you're going to do the deliveries, and you come back. All of that help us to maximize in terms of the control of the congestion coming on the wharf. Again, there's a procedure that when you go into Southern Grenadines, you must take you must be able to take a cargo into the terminal, get your pass before you go onto the boat. And all of these things, as I say, interact with the police, because persons don't know. Some persons will read newspapers, some persons don't take to social media that much. So we understand that, so all the police officers up there know what their duties entail, and we're able to give you that necessary information. So that's why I stressing heavily on the communication, because like you said, it's frustrating for no identity traffic with one envelope for a whole, and when I reach, the officers tell me, park is still to then go in to still do the which could have been done before. So engage the police. Also, Vincentian, we know how time is with us. Some persons going to Beckwith, the Northern Grenadines, will be in the traffic and they're trying to leave at a particular time. Indicate to the police that have the conversation with police officer are going to the 10:30 boat because we're going to Beckwith and you're in the traffic. So you don't want the traffic is half an hour, 50 an hour long, and you're there going to the 10:30 boat. So communicate with the officer and we'll make provisions, even if we have to take you outside, take you out of the line to let you go with your vehicle to the specific boat, which Express or Admiral, to leave to go to the Northern Grenadines. It helps you, one, not to miss the boat, not to blame the police, and just having that communication. So all of these things we would minimize on the congestion, and you getting to do what you come at the wharf to do.
All right, so out of curiosity, we almost out of time. I had to ask a question. So when there is that line of traffic, police officers tend to walk along the line of traffic and ask persons questions?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Well, there's the entrance to the compound, the Grenadines Wharf, that has a number, which is gate 6.
Mhm.
There's a police officer stationed at that gate at all times. So when you come in, the police normally would stop you and ask you which side you're going, even before you reach up to that point. You know what I'm saying? So once the police stop you and ask, you just indicate to them. And as I said, if the situation is that you're going to the boat at a specific time and it's dry and clear, we make provisions for you to get there, because we don't want nobody miss the boat, to be honest.
Okay, so this is more when they get closer to the gates, but what about when you see there's a backup of traffic? Do they walk along and ask questions? No?
Okay. But what happened to the traffic department also walk along with us?
Okay.
So they will, on those days, send persons to assist in the traffic. And can imagine to that sometimes the commissioner himself will be out on the ground, also helping to deal with the traffic. Because it's real bad, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah. And I will ask, I want to inform persons to Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays are more government charter. And you will persons sometimes come Fridays, Fridays.
Almost every day of the week.
Those 3 days are more government charters, and so persons sometimes come with a private vehicle and want to go on the boat, but we'll have to make provision for us for those vehicles going down to deal with the rebuilding and relief effort first. Those vehicles will have the first preference. So if you come with a private vehicle and want to go down, you'll have to wait until we see if there's any space available after those, because we'll have a list from urban development. Urban development will give us a list to vehicles that we should be letting in. So persons, and sometimes they give us list of private vehicles also. If you're not on that list, we'll tell you have to wait until we finish with the list. Because the first thing we have to do is deal with the list. Because these are vehicles taking down stuff to deal with the rebuilding and the relief effort. So we must deal with those vehicles first. So if you have a private vehicle, you have to wait until you get to urban development, explain to them the purpose of your private vehicle going down, and they will give you the pass and they will give you the go-ahead. Then they will give us your name on the list. Different than that, if you come, look at what time you come and your name is not on the list and you want to go down, we're going to keep you outside and we're going to let in those that we have first. Sometimes we have problem with some of the other ministries, and I will call in here to let them know. Education. We have problem most of the time with education, because education will come sometime. The boat should leave 10, sometime 5 to 10 o'clock. And they have desks and chairs to go down to the Southern Grenadines. And most of the time we'll try and make accommodation for them to go down, because what they have to send them. And we know the importance of the desks and the chairs for school. But we are asking them also to get in touch with urban development, get the name on the list, and get to the boat at an earlier time. Because yesterday, we have to send the whole truck. Instead of unpacking the truck, we have to send the whole truck down to the Southern Grenadines, because that is the only how it could have gone. Because the next truck was up to, a next vehicle was taken back out so that they could have gone.
Okay.
Because we know the effort that we have to and what we have to do. So we just need persons to just, once they hear what we have to say this morning, please walk along with us and make it easy. I think this will be until the rebuilding in the Southern Grenadines finish, and then things will go back to normal. But some of the things that we put in now, we're gonna still remain with them. One, passengers entering have to wait in the ferry terminal. That is gonna be a standard from now on going forward. Okay, after the relief effort finish, because we still don't want persons to be walking through.
Safety
for
reasons.
persons' safety.
Okay.
And persons going to the wharf with small packages will also have to wait outside also.
I feel targeted again. I feel targeted again. All right. So, unfortunately, we have come to the end of today's COP chat session. It was very informative, and I'm hoping that the information shared would be widely disseminated so that persons can know what the procedures are, especially to make things easier for everybody, not just for you persons working up at the port, but for everybody. Persons have to go there as well. Right, so I'm going to allow each of you at least 1 minute just to give some wrap-up thoughts before we end today's session.
Well, again, just with respect to the, as I say, big on communication, just communicate when you get to the wharf to the police, that we could get a more efficient flow of you getting to where your destination is. Also, I know this is not primarily with respect to what we're saying, but there's a narrative that is circulated that the police officers at the port is port police. No, we're police officers. So with respect to the offense, there's several offenses that is being committed, with respect to the traffic. We can deal with them. We are to deal with them. So I just want to make that narrative clear, because we have time to time, we have motor vehicle coming with defective tires and warning devices, and they will tell you, oh, you ain't no traffic police. But that is a narrative I just want to clear off the air. But outside of that, again, communication is big. Ask questions if you're not too sure. The police are equipped with necessary information and direction to help you to get your destination and to prevent the congestion.
Just to let people know that the Tuesday and Friday new operation with Gemstar, we are sometimes going against the ISPS code. So persons need to walk along with us when we have you waiting outside before you could enter, because we are going against the ISPS code, and the whole country could get into trouble with it. Just walk along with us when you tell you wait outside, because we're trying to get less persons who we cannot screen to wait outside. That when we get you inside, we get you straight to the boat, and then you can unload your stuff and leave. Yes, we know the effort is going on in the Southern Grenadines, but we still have to keep the standard of the country and not the wharf, because we need, after this effort with the after burial, the rebuilding, we needs to still have our port operational and running. So want everybody to understand what is happening. Continue to walk along with the police. We are there to assist each and everyone.
Okay, I just want to add my final suggestion, in terms of getting the information out. Maybe you guys could try putting something in the newspaper, as I suggested earlier, television news, I don't know, broadcast something during the news, radio, as you're currently doing, and maybe do a promotional PSA video or advertisement that the radio stations can play from time to time to let persons know. And is it possible for the PR department to put something on their page as well? They can do that? Okay, so those are probably some of the things you can explore to get the information out.
Well, we have the ports also who will assist, and the police, because we are all working together.
Okay. Right, I was supposed to say that the port as well, they could probably put something on their social media pages as well. All right. Okay, so that was our COP chat discussion here this morning. We were discussing post-burial port security measures, what the public needs to know. We had in studio with us Clint D'Souza, who is a corporal of police, and Dwayne Mackenzie, inspector of police with responsibility for port security officers. Mackenzie and D'Souza, thank you for joining us this morning, and we really do hope that with this interview, your lives will be made easier going forward.
All right. So thanks again, guys. And of course, we are here for whenever it is you want to update us further. All right. So thanks again for being here with us this morning.
You're welcome.
All right.
All right. So we are going to go straight into our bank.